Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is keeping his job. So Solskjaer will not be sacked by Manchester United yet. Is Manchester United's 3-2 win over Atalanta the turning point for Solskjaer? I still believe Solskjaer is under some pressure despite the win. Prior to the game against Atalanta, Manchester United only won 2 of their last 7 games in all competitions. And I also want to put into the equation Manchester United are winless in their last 3 league games. But after the 4-2 defeat to Leicester last weekend, the Athletic said that Solskjaer's job is safe. I can't see Solskjaer getting until the end of this season. I think he will be sacked by Christmas. There again, it depends on results. Solskjaer is facing a daunting run of fixtures. Obviously, we've got Liverpool on Sunday, then it's Tottenham in the league after Liverpool, then it's Man City, and Arsenal and Chelsea are coming up soon, and I can assure we're going to drop points in those games. But the vast majority of Manchester United fans are demanding Solskjaer out. Now, as you all know, Antonio Conte is the favourite to replace Solskjaer. It's said that Conte wants a meeting with the Manchester United board. He said not so long ago that Conte was waiting for a call from Manchester United after he rejected the Newcastle job. Conte is available because he left Inter Milan at the end of last season. And it said earlier on this season that Conte would accept the Man United job if Solskjaer was to get sacked. Conte made it clear that he wants a winning project, so reflecting on that, he rejected Arsenal and he rejected Tottenham. There's a lot of United fans that are demanding Conte in. I think if Conte came to Manchester United, he'd get us back to that level where we want to be at. And he'd suit the strappings of the club because he's got a good pedigree behind him. Conte won a lot of silverware in his home nation. When he was in his first season at Chelsea, he won the Premier League, so he's managed in the Premier League before, so that's beneficial. There's also been some Man United fans demanding Zidane in. Reports from Spain recently said that Manchester United contacted Zidane with the recommendation of Cristiano Ronaldo because Ronaldo wants Zidane at Man United. But like I've said in regards to Solskjaer, he has to win a trophy as Manchester United manager. He's not yet won a trophy as manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. Earlier on this season, Solskjaer did say that we must leave a legacy of silverware, and we know Solskjaer's ambition for this season, that's to win the Premier League. Obviously, we're not going to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, that's 8 years ago now, but in reality we should be winning the Premier League. Revert back to what I've mentioned before, you know, Man United have got a title winning squad. Our squad is worth around £805 million. So there you go, and Solskjaer is out of excuses. Manchester United enjoyed a very good summer transfer window. We made 4 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Villa, brought Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, brought Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent around 141 million in the summer transfer window. And Solskjaer received very good backing. John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football. We made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. And during the international break, Murtough said that we need to keep control and will not deviate from the plan. Darren Fletcher also backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window. Ed Woodward has also backed Solskjaer. Well, Woodward said a long time ago that I'd back Solskjaer, and he assured that Solskjaer's job was safe, even when we was enduring them really bad periods where Solskjaer was close to getting sacked. Woodward is leaving Manchester United. It got announced he was leaving back in April. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. Richard Arnold will replace Ed Woodward as the vice chairman in January. And surprisingly, the Glazers backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window, but only because they'd been persuaded to. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager, and I did mention at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Solskjaer because he's got big expectations to exceed. In the summer, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year. We made a mistake giving Solskjaer that contract, because I can assure he won't see it out, and a lot of Manchester United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Now, if Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager in December, he'll be celebrating 3 years in charge. And reflecting how long Solskjaer's been Manchester United manager, he's gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job, but there's still plenty of things Solskjaer's got to learn because he's still a young coach. But there's a lot of United fans that have got strong reservations about Solskjaer. Obviously, his decision making is a strong reservation, because analysing the vast majority of the games Solskjaer's managed at Man United is being tactically naive. Plus, Solskjaer doesn't have a proven pedigree as a manager. That's also a concern. Obviously, before us, Solskjaer managed Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells at Molde. And before Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he got them relegated. He only enjoyed a short tenure with them. So there you go. And I am surprised that Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager, but revert back to what I've said before. The reason he's still Manchester United manager is because he's a legend of the club. And whatever happens regarding Solskjaer, will always adore him, with him being a legend of the club. Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason Solskjaer got the job permanently back in March 2019 was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Solskjaer has signed 14 players so far as Manchester United manager. And we spent like 441 million. Solskjaer's enjoyed like 5 transfer windows so far as permanent Man United manager. In the summer of 2019, Ollie recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan. In the summer of 2020, he brought Edison Cavani in, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo and Facundo Pellistri, and in this year's summer transfer window, he brought Heaton in, Sancho, Varane and re-signed Ronaldo after 12 years. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. He's got rid of players permanently. He's also loaned a few players out. You can say that some progress has been made under Solskjaer, because Solskjaer's got us to semi-finals. He got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final last season. Last season he got us to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, and last season he got us to the Europa League final, and that was Solskjaer's first major final as Man United manager, but unfortunately we didn't win it. So there you go. And last season Solskjaer got us a 2nd place finish, and in his first full season he got us a 3rd place finish. I also like the way Solskjaer develops the youth, and Solskjaer's more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players, like he showed he would do when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Despite me criticising Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United, I've got to make an admission and say, yeah, he has done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. I expected Solskjaer to do far worse than he has. But like I've mentioned before, I just think that Solskjaer's in a position that he shouldn't be in. And I just think that the expectations are far too high for him to exceed. Solskjaer, if he gets sacked, he'll be the 4th permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because we've already sacked 3 managers since Ferguson. We sacked David Moyes after 10 months. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. That's the lowest we finished in the Premier League era. He's probably the worst manager we've ever had. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years or so. We won the FA Cup under him. And we sacked Mourinho after like 3 years, despite Mourinho winning 3 trophies in his first season. Also got us a 2nd place finish in his first season, so you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. Obviously Solskjaer is not going to replicate what Ferguson did. No manager's going to replicate what Ferguson did, not in my lifetime anyway. Alex Ferguson brought success to Man United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, so there you go. But Fergie didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Ferguson was a very long-serving manager. He enjoyed a 27-year tenure at Man United, but it's all gone wrong since he retired, and a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when he retired. Now, recently, I've been talking with you a lot about Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba didn't start against Atalanta recently, but he did come off the bench and make an impact. Pogba played against Leicester last weekend, didn't do much in that game. After the 4-2 defeat to Leicester, don't forget Pogba came out and said that something needs to change at Man United. So reflecting on that, is Paul Pogba demanding Solskjaer out? Like I've said, I want Paul Pogba to stay and sign a new contract because Pogba's a good player. Not only that, he's an imperative player. So far this season, Pogba's got 7 assists in the Premier League. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Man United. Now, as you all know, Andy Mitten from The Athletic said the other week that Manchester United offered Pogba £400,000 a week to stay at Manchester United. It would see Pogba become the second highest earner at Man United. At the moment, Pogba receives around 290 grand a week. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract. Earlier on this season, it said Pogba was very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. Earlier on this season, it actually said Paul Pogba wants to stay, and Paul Scholes backed Pogba to stay. Now, during the international break, Pogba refused to rule out a Juventus return. Pogba did admit that he always speaks to his ex-Juventus teammates. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined us, and Mino Raiola suggested earlier on this season that Pogba could return to Juventus for Man United on a free next summer. PSG have also been in for Pogba. Lee 10 Sports said the other week that PSG are ready to offer $500,000 a week in wages to Pogba if Pogba decides to leave Man United next summer. PSG wanted Pogba in the summer transfer window, but they couldn't get him because they got Lionel Messi. Not so long ago, Pogba was offered to Barcelona. Inter Milan have been in for him before, and Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with him. The Daily Mail said not so long ago that Real Madrid are ready to offer Paul Pogba $12 million a year and a $25 million transfer bonus as Mino Raiola is pushing his client to join Real Madrid. Spanish publication AS said not so long ago that Real Madrid are back in the race to sign Pogba on a free transfer when his contract at Man United expires at the end of the season. Real Madrid think Pogba could help convince Mbappe to join next year. So reflect on all of that. Pogba's had a long running transfer saga. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid $89 million for him. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. But I am expecting Manchester United to sell players next year. Next year there's a very good chance that Manchester United will sell Anthony Martial. Martial's actually out with a knock at the moment. Martial doesn't really get in our 11 anyway, and Martial is not good enough to represent the club. Well, it said earlier on this season that Man United are ready to sell Martial in January. Man United will demand close to the $54 million they originally paid for Martial from Monaco back in 2015. Now, it said the other week that Newcastle want Anthony Martial. Newcastle made formal contact with Martial's representatives. As you all know, Newcastle are planning to spend big after the Saudi Arabians taken over them. Martial's been a long-term target for Tottenham as well. It said earlier on this season that Barcelona will make a move for him next year. Last summer, Atletico Madrid were in for Martial. Don't forget Martial rejected the chance to join Lyon on loan on deadline day, and before the start of this season it said Inter Milan wanted Martial to replace Lukaku because Lukaku went back to Chelsea. Before the start of this season though, it said Solskjaer refuses to sell Martial as he remains part of his plan. Solskjaer seems to have a lot of trustworthy in him. Solskjaer was the one that gave Martial that number 9 shirt. The best season I recall Martial having was his debut season under Van Gaal. Last season he was out with a knee injury for a while. You know, Martial's been at Man United for like 6.5 years now. He's scored like 79 goals in all competitions and he's got 3 years left on his contract. There's a good chance Cavani will leave next year. I can't say I want Cavani to leave though because he's made an impact since he's come in. Cavani didn't start against Atalanta recently, but he did come off the bench. And he didn't start against Leicester. He did play in the game though against Everton before the international break. Cavani's initially lost his place in the team with Man United re-signing Ronaldo. Cavani has got under a year left in his contract at Man United. Back in May, Cavani signed a 1-year contract extension and he's on over £200,000 a week. Earlier on this season it said Real Madrid want Cavani on loan in January, and I presume Barcelona will reignite their interest because Barcelona tried to get Cavani on deadline day in the summer transfer window. Earlier on this season Cavani was out with injury. Cavani's got a good pedigree behind him though because he won a lot of silverware when he was at PSG. And he was a long-serving player when he was at PSG as well. I think we'll sell Lingard next year. Well, he could be going on a free, couldn't he? Lingard is planning to run down his contract. Not so long ago, he said Lingard rejected a Man United contract offer because of 2 players. Last month, was it? Lingard rejected a Man United contract over playing time concerns. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires at the end of the season. And ESPN said not so long ago that Lingard is a target for Barcelona and AC Milan. I think Solskjaer wants Lingard to stay at Man United. Prior to the West Ham game in the league earlier on this season, it said Solskjaer said that Lingard will be Man United player next season because he's red through and through. Lingard's been part of the club for a long time. I'm expecting us to sell Juan Mata next year. Mata's contract at Man United expires next summer because earlier on this year Mata signed a 1-year contract extension. I can't understand why we extended Mata's contract for another year because Mata doesn't even get in our team. Plus he's lost that yard of pace and he's aging up. But despite all of that, Juan Mata's had a good career at Man United. I think next year as well Van der Beek will go because Van der Beek's not getting enough game time at Manchester United. I think Matic will go next year as well. I'm hearing that Barcelona want him. I want us to sell Fred next year. I think Telles will go next year because Telles doesn't really get in the team. I think Jones will go next year. I think Bailly will go next year. And I think Dalot will go next year. So anyway guys, that's the players I think we'll sell. As you all know, Raphael Varane is out with a groin injury. He's out for a few weeks. Oh, he's a big miss for us, is Raphael Varane. Obviously, Mad Diallo's still out with injury, but he doesn't get in the team. he nearly went out on loan in the summer transfer. Nino Martial's out of a knock, but he doesn't really get in the team either. And I think Fred recently sustained a knock. So yeah, as I was going to say, on my next video, I'll be giving you the preview for the Manchester United-Liverpool game. So anyway guys, that's everything's updated for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. And my channel name is Red Devil 24.